وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ التَّوَّابِينَ وَالْمُطَّهِّرِينَ. These are the associations that Allah granted their Islam to become more real. That they ask, Ya Rabbi, that constantly we are asking and begging Your forgiveness, and that this is the abode of difficulty. This is the abode, this earth is the place of difficulty and testing. And they're asking Allah's infinite forgiveness, and that Allah send us a means in which to be mutahhireen, to be purified and to be cleansed. And Allah loves those who are clean and constantly trying to clean themselves. Alhamdulillah, the greatest gift for creation is the month of Ramadan. The month of Ramadan in which Allah cleans the soul, cleans the ego, dresses the soul and destroys the ego. A month in which siyam is a means in which to annihilate the nafs, obliterate the nafs and adorn the realities that Allah wants for us upon the soul, and a means in which the soul to achieve what it has to achieve, and that Allah's lights come fiercely against the ego to destroy the ego. And that Allah grant us these lights, grant us these blessings. And from Mawlana Shaykh's teaching that we are asking to inherit from Mutaqeen, and the Mutaqeen whom Allah granted such high levels of consciousness and realities, a reminder that they are fasting with all of their senses. That the fast of the beginner is to fast with their mouth and abstaining from food for a certain amount of hours, which seems so difficult but truly not difficult. When these orders were coming for companions, they were fiercely engaged in struggles, 130–40 degree temperature, very little water, and all the lips and tongue would crack from dryness. And Allah gave us now the life of luxury with air conditioning, with all sorts of amenities and all sorts of ease. And alhamdulillah, that reward is still coming upon us and dressing us, but as a tremendous gift upon the soul. And that to understand that, Ya Rabbi, we're asking to inherit from Your highest realities, that we are following from the highest level of awliyaullah, that they are all muttaqeen, and that Allah granted them a high level of taqwa upon all their senses. And a reminder is that they are fasting with their ears, that as the holy month of Ramadan is opening, they are in a continuous fast upon their ears, and they understand that these senses, from the sense of hearing, the sense of seeing, the sense of touch, the sense of smell and the sense of taste. And these are correlated with the lataif of the heart, that from the qalb to the sir, the khaffa and akhfa of their heart. That the qalb's secret doesn't open until the muttaqeen begin to teach that you have to enter a perpetual state of fasting with your hearing, so that you can hear your consciousness and that you can hear your Lord. Because all the hearing that you are doing is just from the waswas and the whisperings, and all of the hearing of entertainment that trying to entertain the nafs. That's not hearing. When Allah says they have ears but they don't really hear. So it means there is a reality and a second level of hearing in which the muttaqeen they are asking us to enter a state in which, Ya Rabbi, I'm trying to learn how to abstain from hearing that which is of no benefit to me. Sounds that are of no benefit to my heart, discussions and dialogues that only bring darkness into my heart, into my belief, backbiting and whispering and gossiping. All of these bad characteristics that shaitan inspires within a believer, non-believer, within humanity to darken the heart. So that reality of hearing never opens and that reality of the qalb never opens. Means if they don't have yaqeen of hearing, there's no way that the lataif of the qalb has opened. Then they begin to remind that all these senses, you have the 5 senses for hidayat from the body, but the senses that are controlling the soul means every sense has 2 doors, one for the body, one for the soul. That you are seeing but yet you don't see, and that we use the eyes to be engaged in everything from the material world. And everything that you're seeing with your eyes you're capturing into your heart and darkening your heart. You're accountable for what your eyes see. And now what shaitan make is everything to be available through your phone, to see things that will completely darken the heart, bring darkness into the heart so that again the heart won't open. Means lataif al-sir and the secret won't open until the believer has control over their sight. And they're trained in which to keep your nazar bar qadam, keep your eyes upon your feet. Don't worry about left and right, don't worry about who's in front and who's behind, who has what and what's happening. Is that you keep your eyes upon your feet in life and pray that those feet they take you to holy places. Because if these feet not under guidance, you'll be in all the wrong places at all the wrong time. You find every holy association and your feet took you somewhere else that's not holy. Means then our whole life is, Ya Rabbi, let my eyes be upon my feet, and that inspire these feet always to move in your direction.
Have you started planning for the cost of post-secondary education? We will help you open a plan and access thousands of dollars in government grants. Give your child a head start with a CET plan. Did you know that it may be possible to start an RESP and not contribute any of your own money? Call today and receive 25 air miles reward miles when you book a consultation.
Hi, did you know that your child may be eligible to receive up to $10,000 in government grants to pay for his or her post-secondary education? My name is Sikandar Hayat. I am here to help you. Call today for a free consultation.
Then they begin to train that if you want to control your sight and the hunger that comes through your eyes, keep your eyes closed, make them to fast. As your stomach is fasting from all the nice treats that you like to eat, your eyes have to enter a state of fast in which you sit open and close your eyes. That I'm not going to give you from the candy of this world, I'm not going to give you from all this entertainment, and begin to close the eyes. Only at the time when you begin to fast with your ears and fast with your eyes, you can begin to open the sense of your consciousness. that I'm hearing my voice speak to me because I'm fasting with my ears. I'm hearing my consciousness, something is trying to be said to me, some inspiration is trying to come to me when I enter a state of fasting. As soon as I'm fasting with my eyes, I begin to close my eyes often and imagine, Ya Rabbi, I'm like in my qabr, in my grave. If this world is an illusion, what will the next world hold for me? And as soon as you begin to close your eyes, you become settled through your soul. You may begin to see things, experience things, begin to feel things. And then they begin to teach, then from the sir, from hearing, from seeing, now the sense of touch. That the sir and for the sir to open, its reality that it has to enter into a state of touch. Come against your nafs, your hawa, your dunya and shaitan. Come against these enemies against the body so that you can bring the power of your soul back. The sir has to do with alam al-mithal in the world of light. That if you're not able to enter into a state in which you put hardship upon your physicality, the fasting of touch and sensation, hawa is pleasures of your physicality. If you can't control that hawa and enter into a state of the sir can't open, so it means they put hardship upon their physicality. So I say, oh Shaykh, this is going to be hard. Well, that's exactly the prescription. When they sit in a position that increases the difficulty and pain within their contemplation, that is the solution. When we were young, we were able to sit all the time upon our knees and have a tremendous amount of pain. The pain wouldn't let you to sleep. So you would be able to sit for long periods of time in contemplation because the pain just agitates you. It's not about entering a state of complete comfort and sleeping. Meditation and sleeping are two different understandings. Tafakkur and sleeping are two different understandings. So then Prophet was teaching even his sleep was through difficulty. He slept on bamboo, so that the marks of his sleeping were visible to companions. That, Ya Sayyidi Ya Rasul Kareem Habibul Azim, let us to get you something beautiful to sleep, why is like this? And the teaching was that this difficulty allows me to wake for my fajr. And we know through the training that when you put difficulty upon yourself, your sleep is not going to be too deep. So then people say that they can't wake up for fajr, drink a lot of water and sleep on the floor. The water so that you're constantly having to get up, make wudu. What's wrong with that? Get up, make wudu, Nurun ala nur. It's every time you make a wudu and wash yourself, it's a light upon light, light upon light, you'll be glowing on the Day of Judgment. So they recommend take big bottle of water and drink right before you sleep that water so that you wash all night long and train yourself that you don't sleep more than 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, don't go deep into your sleep. Different than what this world is teaching you with a sirder comfort bed with all cushion and everything, so you just like melt in it and never come out. And then we're amazed how we don't pray, we can't do anything. But the way of struggling was they slept on the floor and they drank a lot of water and throughout the night struggling with themselves so that the sleep was never so deep. And that way they came against their hawa, they came against their desires, and through that then the sir can be, it's like a lock that all 3, 4, 5 of these locks are moving and the senses of the body are now under abstinence and fasting. So it means they're fasting with their hearing so that they can open samina wa atana, we hear and we obey. Not we hear ourselves and obey, but we hear the call of Allah, what the higher conscious is calling us. Our conscious, our soul, our greater soul is always in the presence of Allah. fasting should be so that I open my hearing, that I open my seeing, open my sense of touch to become latif and subtle. That not physical but to be spiritual and to feel spiritual energy. If Allah is opening for that, means then you begin to feel what others don't feel and your senses are becoming subtle. From that is the station of smell. Means that the khafa point is based on the sense of smell and entering a state in which you are fasting with your smell. Means the importance of your breath, your nafas, and what you're breathing in of realities. You're conscious of that breath, you're conscious of that fragrance, you're conscious of cleanliness. That this reality of smell and the reality of the breath have to do with malaika. Because the angels are of a subtle nature, what they call in the West aromatherapy. This was all from Prophet. The Prophet described, Allah made dear for me attar and fragrance because it's a state of cleanliness, it's a deep state of reality. That when you are sensitive through your breath and bringing in the energy of your breath, that sensitivity and fasting is then you safeguard what you're breathing. You don't take yourselves where you're breathing poisons and people are poisoning themselves and you breathe freely into there. They say the second hand smoke kills you more than the first hand. Either hand you shouldn't be around it. The breath that you're bringing in is from the Divine power, the Divine grace, the Divine blessing. That breath that comes in comes with the secret of all qudra. That qudra goes into the lungs, from the lungs mixed with the blood into the heart. If that power is real and clean, it enters into the heart, from the heart it dresses all the organs. If that breath is contaminated, it will kill the heart. And that's all that shaitan wants, is to destroy the heart of the believer.
Many people come and see me saying how difficult it is to get into the market and buy your first home today. At Shah of Kukutlam, we have a range of solutions that helps you find the perfect home that fits your needs. For over a decade, we have helped hundreds of clients, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors, achieve their goals. We also provide free seminars and workshops, so when the time comes, you can make an educated decision to set you and your family up for life. Whatever your needs are, whatever your goals are, come and see me. My name is Shah and I can help you find the perfect home.
Eastern cultures use teas and herbs as an elixir of health and wellness. Rumi Rose Teas revives this ancient tradition with a collection of over 40 delicious hand-blended teas. Enjoy God-given health and wellness within every cup of Rumi Rose tea. Order online now.
Once they begin to safeguard their breath, cherish their breath, then they begin to sense that through their siyam of their breath they smell what people can't smell. They can smell the bad characteristics of other people, because everybody puts a fragrance within their heart. If their heart is bad and the character is bad, they produce a smell worse than the toilet. So means then the perfumes become important, the fragrance and attars and all the fragrances that you are putting is for the realm that appreciates that reality. the spiritual realm, that their life and their existence is through that fragrance. So that each of these levels have tremendous amount of realities. So now when you're entering and the muttaqeen are entering the realities of the khafa level of their heart, their du'a is not by kalam, the prayer is not by tongue. There's no tongue in paradise, there's no body. Why do you have to have a tongue? It's light, in the world of light is light. So it means the du'a at the khafa reality is from malaika, that when the heart from the ashiqeen produces a fire, when the fire of their heart is lit, they merely begin to make a du'a like a fragrance, like an attar. The attar hits their heart and malaika immediately attracted to that fragrance, they carry that fragrance into the Divinely Presence. And that's why their prayers are accepted in Divinely Presence. It's not at the level of the kalam, it's beyond the level of iman and now into the oceans of maqam al-ihsan. That they are operating through their light and through realities. Their hearts are burning and ashiqeen with the love of Prophet, love of Allah Supreme and the love of Prophet, love of awliyaullah. That heart means it's always the charcoal, that's why they keep burning it to show you. The heart is like a charcoal, that we have the fragrance downstairs, you light the charcoal. When the charcoal is lit, the heart of the believer is lit. As soon as they make a du'a, it releases a fragrance upon their heart and the angels are attracted to the fragrance and they carry the fragrance into the Divine Presence. They don't carry the words of the servant, because Allah says, when I get you back up there I'm going to seal your mouth. It's the first thing Allah said, I'm going to seal the mouth. Because the mouth it says many things and has nothing of any truth in it. What is true is the heart of the believer. Means then fasting from the sense of smell and opening the reality of the sense of smell, then the highest level of akhfa is then the fast of taste. And that's why Allah ordered Ramadan for us. The highest level of all the senses, when they're sensing with their hearing, sensing what they're seeing, sensing their life of touch and life of pleasures to themselves, and begin to fast with the breath and appreciate the breath that coming in, the fragrance of that breath that dressing them, then Allah opened for them the reality of taste. Then now you'll taste what you're hearing, you'll taste what you're seeing, you'll taste what you are touching. That for them everything is real at the level of taste. This is not from reading books, this is not from reading scholars of the past. The muttaqeen that they are tasting and in that ocean of reality. There is no permission in Naqshbandiya to take something, read something and tell people something. You are a liar because it's not real for you. You only have permission to speak the truth in which you're experiencing and you have permission to speak from it. If you're not experiencing, you have no permission to speak from it. You can hear the shaykh's teaching but you cannot give to other people that talk when you are not tasting from that and understanding from that reality. Means then at the khafa reality is that everything Allah begin to open for them to taste. They taste the zikr. They're not just saying the zikr but every cell in their body is moving with that zikr. They taste from those realities, Allah open for them to see it, to smell it, to understand it, to taste it and be burned upon their heart as a reality for them. So Ramadan is much greater than just being hungry for a few hours. It's just tremendous gift in which Allah to open for us a perpetual state of abstinence, abstaining with everything that bad and opening the great realities that God has given to us as our potential. and not the physical being that we are walking upon the earth. Right now we are the planet of the apes. We are a few monkeys that we can talk, and people are fascinated by the fact that we can talk. But this was not the reality that God had intended for us. Means we have devolved in who we are, and that we pray that this holy Ramadan open for us a reminder, وَلَقَدْ كَرَمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ, that Allah has given to us a tremendous gift, and that gift to be dressed upon us, blessed upon us, and that we reach what Allah wanted us to reach, Prophet wanted us to reach, and awliyaullah are continually inspiring within our hearts to reach. Don't waste this time that been given to you for something that has no value, that seek your eternal reality before the time is finished, and no one knows when their time is finished. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen bi hurmati Muhammadan Mustafa wa bi siri Surat al-Fatiha.
Have you started planning for the cost of post-secondary education? We will help you open a plan and access thousands of dollars in government grants. Give your child a head start with a CET plan. Did you know that it may be possible to start an RESP and not contribute any of your own money? Call today and receive 25 air miles reward miles when you book a consultation.